back. We're live from Studio 5. In a few minutes, we'll be live in Hollywood with one of Tinseltown's top presenters getting all the gossip ahead of this weekend's Golden Globes.
OK, now, though, if you've got children in the room with you, it might be a good idea to cover their ears right now, because we're going to talk about a very grown-up subject. And we're going to be grown up, aren't we?
We are.
We promise. We're talking about addiction to sex. It's been rumoured that Tiger Woods is apparently receiving treatment for his sex addiction. And if it is true, he wouldn't be the first famous face to admit that he just can't get enough.
A string of women have claimed to have slept with Tiger Woods, and he's now rumoured to be in a rehab at a sex addiction clinic in South Africa. But he's certainly not the first celeb to find himself at the mercy of his desires. Rob Lowe successfully tackled sex and alcohol addiction in the late 80s. Michael Douglas was well known for his sex addiction in the 90s, though he eventually found his happy ending with his wife, Catherine. And after years of denying his sex addiction, X-Files star David Duchovny checked himself in for help and was later applauded for shining a light on the disorder. And of course, our very own British bad boy, Russell Brand, who admitted that sex addiction almost ruined his life. So how do people become addicted to sex?
Well, it's time to find out a little bit more. Simone Bienne is here, and she's a sex therapist, and you're going to enlighten us, Simone.
I am, I hope so.
Yeah, I mean, is it a real addiction? I mean, is it a real problem?
Yeah, it is. I mean, this isn't about sex in itself. This is a shame-based condition. It's about power, it's about control. And you've got to think of sex addiction like you would drink to an alcoholic, in the sense that it's what is used to numb the pain. And when we have sex, our brains release chemicals in our bodies, and it's a process addiction. So we feel good when we have sex. You know, we sort of, you know, have all this dopamine, and that's what sex addicts get addicted to.
But when you say that sex addicts, that's Tiger Woods, for instance, his wife is gorgeous, and if you're addicted to sex, wouldn't you want to be having sex with her all the time?
Yeah, and I think it's a really different point with sort of the normal people and celebrities, because with celebrities, politicians, they're used to getting that rush in their job, and also the more powerful they feel, the more they'll want to take risks, and the more risks they take, the more powerful they feel. They feed,
you know what?
Yeah, they feed off each other, and exactly what Melinda's saying, it's opportunity.
You know what? It seems to me like you normally find people say, "Oh, I'm addicted to sex for an excuse, so as they can, you know, get forgiven by their spouses." It's something that I remember with my certain times. You know, it's like, maybe say that. That could get me off the hook.
Get out of jail.
Exactly. You've saved yourself the PR bill there.
Exactly.
I think it's a really good point, because as soon as you medicalise it, as soon as Tiger Woods checks himself into the clinic in South Africa, he said, "Oh, I have a medical problem. You know, I can't help myself," and he'll go in and he'll come out and we'll all forgive him. So,
but do you think, is it something that is sort of more predominant in the celebrity world than it is in your kind of in the or?
I think we hear about it more in the celebrity world, but actually, what the new research has shown is that almost 1 in 20 people in the UK have some kind of sex addiction, and 20 to 30% of them are female.
But to be
is
it actually the sex addiction, or is it the kind of the rush and excitement of a new relationship?
Well, no, because when you have sex and you're a sex addict, you don't feel good. You feel anxious beforehand. You have sex. For the moments that you have sex, you feel good, and then afterwards you feel an enormous amount of shame. So what you need to do as a sex addict is basically work on not why I'm at, you know, not sort of whether it's sex, alcohol or drugs. You have to work on the core, you know, how you see yourself, and basically it's to do with low self-esteem.
The raw animal attractions that you do.
Looking for something.
Yeah, and just not feeling good about yourself. So to make yourself feel better, you go to people who make you feel attractive, and it goes sort of slightly deeper than that.
So can it be cured?
I've been there.
You've been there. Can it be cured though? And what would you recommend that somebody does? Go to a therapist?
Yeah, without a doubt. You have to go to a psychosexual therapist, because the biggest sex organ we have isn't our genitals, it's our brain.
Is that right?
So, yeah, absolutely. So, so men don't have to worry about anything anymore. Sorry, I just had to get that little gag in. But the point is, on a serious level, yeah, go to get professional help. There are loads of addiction specialists out there, either a 12-step program, group therapy, and you work on not feeling bad, internalising the pain, and getting to a better place, getting to a healthy place.
Filling that need another way, isn't it?
Yes, indeed. Yeah.
Thank you very much. It's been brilliant having you here. Thank you for your advice. Now, I don't know about sex addiction, but something I am quite addicted to is shopping. And the really